Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about Tuscany mistakes. Alright guys, so one of the very first mistakes that people make is thinking that Tuscany is a city. It is not. Tuscany is actually a region. So that's one of the first things that you need to understand. If you're going to Tuscany, you're talking about a region. So make sure you look at the cities that are actually in that region to decide where you actually want to go in Tuscany.
And it's quite a big region. It's a much bigger region than I thought. I thought Tuscany was just a small little region. It encompasses quite a bit of Italy, so make sure you take that into account. And to go along with that, the Cinque Terre and Venice are not in Tuscany. So if you're going on a all Italy trip, you're going to have to go outside Tuscany to reach those areas.
Now, a lot of people think because Tuscany region is such a large area, they think it's better to just rent a car. It's going to be easier to have the flexibility to get around. Normally would say having that flexibility is great and you should do it. Italy is one of those places where we would discourage you from doing that, right?
Yeah, the driving in Italy can be tough. Parking can be really tough, and it is nice to have that freedom, but if you base out of one or two key cities, you can take trains and get just about to any other city in Tuscany that you want to. It's going to be cheaper, safer, more efficient, and you're just going to have a lot less headaches doing it that way.
Definitely, because they know what the rental cars are, and those are definitely targeted for tickets and for fines. And keeping in mind too, the ZTL zones, which is the areas where only the residents can drive, non-residents cannot drive. So you won't be able to even drive your car into certain areas of some of the cities in Tuscany. So keeping all of those things in mind, it's going to be a lot more challenging, and it's just much simpler to just go on the trains.
Yeah, we based out of Lucca, Italy, and from there we were able to get regional train tickets for about $15-$20 anywhere we wanted to go. You can get first class tickets, second class tickets. It's super fast and efficient, and really it was a great way just to take a day trip every day to another part of Tuscany and be back at night in Lucca. And we love doing it that way.
Easily, yes. And in line with the driving, also, they do have speed traps set up there. You're not going to see police cars. What you're going to see is cameras, and sometimes you're going to see them at the last minute when it catches you and takes a picture of your rental car. So those could stack up pretty quickly too, because the cities do bring in a lot of revenue through the fines and through the tickets. So don't be a victim of those. Keep that in mind. If you're going to drive, it's going to be a little bit more challenging. Takes a lot more planning to be able to get around in a car.
When you do ride the trains, make sure you validate your ticket. You'll buy your ticket and need to punch it on the little machine before you get on the train. If you don't, you will also get fined for that, because they are good for up to 4 hours. If you miss your train, you can grab another train. So you have to validate it to prove that it has been used. Otherwise, you will get a fine for that as well.
Yeah, one of the other mistakes people make is not staying in an Airbnb and opting to stay in a hotel because it's easier or quicker, or that's just what they know. But staying in an Airbnb is going to give you the ability in lots of instances to cook your own meals, but it's also going to give you the ability to live like a local, right? To just shop when we were in Lucca, we went down, shopped at the local grocery store, and the guy in the meat department actually got to know us. He got a big smile on his face every time we would come in there and grab some food, and we'd bring it back and cook it and sit and just live like the locals, which is a really great experience.
The hotels are generally further out from the main city center, and the Airbnbs are going to be right in the ring. Our Airbnb in Lucca overlooked the piazza, so you're not really going to get that close with a hotel. So try looking for an Airbnb. That is one of my best tips for Italy.
Yeah, definitely.
Another one a mistake would be not allowing time just to walk around the city or take a bike ride. You can rent bikes in a lot of these cities. They're great for walking, and a lot of people fill up their whole schedule and don't get the chance to just enjoy soaking up Italy at a slow pace, which is what it's kind of meant to be done.
And that is the last mistake people make, is not taking the time. You tend to pack so much in there that you miss out on soaking up the environment slowly, because that's really how Italy is meant to be experienced, is a slow process. And it's hard to experience that when you rush in and you say, okay, I want to see this. Save it, go see some fun things, but also sit back and enjoy what it's like to live there and to be there and just kind of soak up that environment.
The locals will spend hours on hours eating a meal in a restaurant, and we, as Americans, tend to go in the restaurant and we're out of there in 45 minutes. And we just kind of have a much more hurried pace than a lot of people. And it's good when you're in Italy to live like they do and just soak up the culture and the atmosphere, and you'll enjoy it a little more that way.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we hope these tips will help you out when you're visiting the Tuscany region in Italy. Some mistakes that we made, some mistakes that we saw. Hopefully they'll help you out on your next trip. Share some comments with us down below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you on our next video.